真空
What's up, bitch? What's going on, guys? System Psycho here, back with the combo crew. Got Suga.
What's up?
And Slava.
What's going on, guys?
So, today's podcast is going to be on our most anticipated games of 2016. So we're going to go through some games that we have in our list, games that we are anxiously waiting, and let's get it on. Whatchamacallit. Alright, so the first game I want to talk about is Mighty Number 9. This was a game that was originally kickstarted by the creator of Mega Man. It got funded, and I guess it got so popular that pretty much PlayStation 4,
Of course it was
Xbox
going to
One,
be popular.
and Wii U decided to do a physical release, which is going to be releasing in a couple of months, I believe. They had to push it back
Now,
because of stuff.
that's a game I'm really excited for as well. I mean, when's the last time you've played a Mega Man game? Like a new one?
Years.
Is
dude.
it an exclusive? What are we talking about? What platforms are
The
we?
PS4, Xbox One, and the Wii U.
Are they all releasing at the same time?
I believe so.
Yep.
Nice.
It's just something that I've been waiting for a really long time.
Yeah.
You know, since Capcom doesn't, is a Mega Man hater. Threw him in the basement, and locks the key with Dr. Wily. but I mean, they came out they came out before and they were like, yeah, there's no love for Mega Man. I mean, they scrapped the whole Legends project.
Yeah, I wonder why they did that.
Well, they said that there's no fanfare. Nobody wanted Mega Man. That's essentially what they said. And Nafune proved it completely wrong by creating essentially a Mega Man clone.
Yeah.
And it got funded real quick.
Yep.
Real quick.
I originally didn't back it up because there was no physical copy. It was like downloadable for your PC and shit like that. And I was like, nah, I don't want that shit.
You get extra content if you actually back them up.
You know what, dude? I don't think so.
I don't think
so.
you get any extra content or anything like that, but you definitely you got a bunch of cool stuff. I'm sure you got pins, t-shirts,
something
boxes.
like that. I mean, depending on how much you backed, how much you
exactly.
put down and stuff. But there's going to be a collector's edition that comes with a figurine, which is pre-order is already sold out. So
Of course it is.
I can't get that shit. But I mean, the game looks promising. Like I think people already kind of played a demo of it, and it plays really smooth. It plays just
really
like
fun.
Mega Man games. It has like that 2D with the 3D feel. I don't know how you
2.5D.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what it is. No, I'm serious. I think that's actually the term. I'm not 100% sure, but it makes sense, right?
That shit looks fucking sick. I can't wait to play that game, man. It looks simple.
Yeah, I mean,
fun
I think
platformer.
there's a lot of good independent developers coming out with some really good games that are looking promising in the year 2016. And we're talking about I want to talk about is Drift, and Drift is a space game that's you take control of a player named what's his name? Commander Alexander Oshima, and it basically takes place in space, and you wake up and the spaceship is in shambles. It's literally all destroyed, yeah. And you start off, you have to collect oxygen to survive, and you find these little recordings that tell you exactly what happened. I think there's like 5.
Oh, it's like in a tape.
Yeah, it's
recording.
like,
Probably like a
digital
holotape.
recording,
Yeah.
kind of, reads tells you what happened.
Yeah.
Tape by tape. But it looks like a gorgeous game, and
Yeah, I saw some screenshots of
First
it.
person shooter.
Yeah, first person. Not really a shooter. You're not really shooting anything, but
What are you doing? Grabbing stuff?
yeah, grabbing holo tapes and oxygen. It sounds pretty simple, but the game actually looks gorgeous. I
it's
feel
gonna
like
have the Oculus Rift support, which is the virtual reality.
Yeah, can you imagine, sitting inside this broke-ass space station, half it's missing, you just kind of like tilt your actual head up and see Earth right above you? It's got to be, a great experience.
That's
and
right.
and the game looks gorgeous, like he said.
And it's coming out for every console.
Yeah, well, it's not coming out for the consoles first. It's coming out on Steam, PC platform first, and then it's going to have some. I think a few months later down the road, it's going to release for both the PS4 and the Xbox One. So, and I think the developers just didn't have enough time to polish it for all systems yet.
Oh, all at the same time.
Yeah.
I kind of like this trend of space games coming out recently. You know, you had what was it called, Elite Dangerous come out a couple months ago. You know, and No Man's Sky is coming out. I guess pretty soon. I mean, I'm not 100% sure on all that, but I'm definitely part of that hype train.
The hype train.
The hype train is so long. It's so long for this game. I feel like it's going to derail, but, you know, I'm still going to be on it. The game looks gorgeous. It looks really good. Again, it's, you know, a small studio making it. And the cool thing about it is you get to go and visit, you know, I'm talking literally millions of planets.
How do they make a game like that if you can visit them?
Dude, do I look like a game developer?
How does that work?
I just know they
it's
make
randomly generated.
Yeah.
Obviously, the planets. I don't know how, if you actually visit it.
Yeah,
first,
if I find a
and then
planet,
somebody comes visit it.
You can come visit my planet with my. The other cool thing is if you find a planet, you get to name the planet and name all the wildlife on it.
How do you know if you're the one that found it?
I'm sure it'll tell you, like, oh, creature never found. Would you like to name it? And I'll be like, yeah, Dildosaurus. You know, so you get to come to Planet Vibrator and see all the Dildosaur.
And apparently, if you want to visit all the planets, apparently it takes, I don't know how many billions of hours. Like literally, it's you will never be able to cover the whole game.
Yeah, you know, by the time you're done with like maybe.
And the purpose is
percentage
to get to
or two.
the middle of the universe, right?
Yeah, you're supposed to get to like the middle of the universe. They haven't really said much about that whole thing, but that's essentially your goal, is to try to get to. I mean, I don't know. The game isn't out, so I don't know too much about it. But I'm going to assume that you're not going to go through 14 billion planets to get to the center of the universe. I'm sure it's like a realistic number, you know, because you can go off on a, you know, super side quest and hit like 15, 20 planets over here, and you're like, all right, you know what, I'm going to jump back to my main trajectory of, you know, the middle of the universe or whatever.
Interesting.
And my buddy Slava here, he mentioned it before that there are other space games coming out. You're looking at like you know, especially one of the big names is like Star Citizen, which I'm pretty excited about too.
What is that about? Is that like
That's like straight up combat. You know, you can pretty much like just buy a spaceship, go around the universe, go onto planets, fight other people, steal their shit. If you want to be a space pirate, you know, and it's like real people interacting with real people.
Like an MMO?
Kind of, yeah. It essentially,
it seems like a massive online multiplayer game.
Yeah.
And it's
kind of like EVE Online, except EVE was more economy based. It was more, you know, there was exploration and there was things like that, but this one's supposed to be a lot more interactive, and
it's been in development for a very long time.
Yeah, it has been. And
but you could buy ships. I heard, you know, you can actually I don't know, pay, I think it's like up to $1,000 or $2,000 per ship right now.
Real money.
Whoa, yeah. What? Just to have a fake ship.
It's essentially their kind of backup, or their backing. It's kind of how they kickstart it. You buy the ships, it gives them money to develop more shit for the game. There is a guy who spent how much? God, it was like $50,000 real dollars, maybe more. I don't even remember. It was some crazy amount of money, but he's got like every ship ever or something like that. I don't really follow Star Citizen. I'm just going to wait for that one to release.
Probably some nerd in the basement.
Probably.
I got the ships.
In debt.
I got the
right?
Star Skipper.
I got the cars. I can't talk shit because I mean, Star Skipper does sound kind of cool.
A big one for me, at least, in the space realm. I'm looking forward to the Adrift, and it's a small studio that's developing it. It's very independent. Development team.
That's what's up.
But Mass Effect Andromeda.
Whoa, there's a new Mass Effect coming out?
Yeah. Where have you been, Brad?
I didn't hear about that. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I still gotta play the first one.
The first one? I mean, what is wrong with you?
I actually recently got the first one. I gotta play that job.
And I mean, the first one is
Space
good.
hater.
The second one, it picks up, and then
oh, really?
Yeah, man, it's really.
Let's
good,
not even get into the third one's ending.
Yeah.
Let's not do all that on this podcast. It's going to take like another 40 minutes.
But the new one, it continues on the story from where the third one left off.
No, it does not.
Actually, yeah,
it's a brand new character. They're done with Commander Shepard. They're on to someone else.
Huh.
I'm kind of glad
how the third one ends, but now that you mentioned it,
I'm kind of glad. I'm really kind of glad because you can only hear Commander Shepard so much.
But Commander Shepard, man, he was a beast.
Well, you can have Commander
Was he that
Sheep.
Spanish-looking dude with the shape up?
You could make Commander Shepard look however you want.
Oh, really? No,
He's the main character.
Whoever the main guy in the front cover is.
That's Commander Shepard.
Yeah, he got that shape up.
Yeah. I mean, I had a chick, so.
That's about it. You know, I don't know if this relates to space games, but Gravity Rush 2.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite podcast on the Citadel. Yeah, sorry. Gravity Rush, yes.
Part 2.
God, that looks good, too. You just recently picked up the one on...
Yeah, I got the remaster for the PS4. What is it, like a PSP...
It was a PSP exclusive, and then they put it out for PS4.
Yeah.
Game's amazing. If anyone out there who... what am I talking about? Not PSP. PS Vita.
Yeah,
Oh, it was a Vita.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my fault. I said PSP. I said PSP.
I still call PS Vita PSP. It's what it is. It's a PlayStation Portable.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone who's got one, buy that game immediately right now. Just stop and pull over your car.
So
stop, just buy
the second
right
one's going to be a sequel, right?
Yeah. It's going to be a sequel.
It's the same chick?
Yeah, it looks like the same chick and her buddy.
The little cat?
Yeah, well, there's the cat, but there's also someone else. But for spoiler purposes, there's two characters in the second one.
Okay.
And I've never played the game, but I've seen Gatsuga play it all the time back in the day. And basically what you do is you take control of gravity. It's pretty cool. You're kind of floating around. You can manipulate gravity and take advantage.
It's kind of hard to control.
No, it's not. That shit is so
Really?
much fun. Yeah.
Dude, because I'm inverted, so like...
That's because you're an inverted weirdo. Like, invert your controls. Just play like a normal person.
No.
So is it supposed to actually continue the storyline, or what?
From what I've read, yeah, it's supposed to continue like after the events of the first one. And there's not much said about it. The release for it actually is, I think it's March, if I'm not mistaken, but in Japan only.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's one of the more unfortunate things with Japanese games. You always get confused about like release dates and everything. For example, Monster Hunter, right? Monster Hunter is one of my favorite franchises. I played all of them since PS2, which most people didn't even know was on PS2. But they just came out with a new one. It's already released in Japan, and we have no idea when it's going to come out in America.
Really?
But it's kind of good. We usually get... In Japan, they usually release
like a year before.
They usually release the one game, and then they release like extra, kind of like Street Fighter did with Turbo. You know what I mean? It's like still Street Fighter 2, except you get some extra stuff. So they essentially do that in Japan, and people in Japan just scoop that shit up like they need it, and then we get all of the extras put on one cart. Now we don't, because here in America we don't really just buy a game again for an extra monster,
Okay.
Usually, I guess here in America, we do DLC, which is equally as terrible. But
yeah,
Capcom, I guess, decided just to put it all in one cart and go with it that way, which I'm okay. I'm okay with. I'll wait a little bit longer.
So in Japan, they don't do DLC?
I'm sure they do. They do. But they also, at least for Monster Hunter, they put out the game multiple times, and it's usually like, we'll say like Freedom. There's like Monster Hunter Freedom, and then there's Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, and then there's Monster Hunter.
I hate this.
Yeah. So they do that, and we essentially get all of the DLC, the extra stuff in one cart. And they started doing that with the Wii version because they did try it with PSP, and nobody would buy the second one because it's just like, what? One monster? Man, get the fuck out of here!
That's what I'm saying.
So
it's just stupid.
So what's your most anticipated game of
me?
2016?
I have to go with Persona 5.
You and your Persona.
Dude,
Persona.
Persona.
I mean, even between, you have Uncharted 4 coming out.
Persona.
You have Deus Ex. You have...
Persona.
Maybe even Horizon. What was that?
It's Persona. That was a tough one, but
Zero Dawn, I mean, that looks interesting.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Let me get back to Persona here for a second. Persona has just been one of my favorite series since I accidentally, started playing it. And
which one was the first one you played?
Persona 3.
Okay.
And
so there's Persona 1, Persona 2, and then you jumped on the bandwagon?
Well, that shit was for like, was that PS1?
PS1 was part 1 and 2.
Yeah, PS1 had part 1 and 2.
PS2 had 3 and 4.
Yeah. So and then they re-released another one for PS Vita called the Golden, Persona 4 Golden.
Oh, okay.
Which was really good. It was actually really fun, and I actually It's one of the few PS Vita games that I beat. But the only reason I even stumbled upon that is because I saw the cover and I was like, that's cool. It's like anime, kind of cool looking. And then the guy at the game store I went to was like, yeah, you use your powers by shooting yourself in the head. And I was like, the fuck? I was like, that sounds amazing. That sounds cool as shit. And I kind of went on my phone and looked it up and everything and picked it up. Dude, I haven't been able to put down Persona games since then, you know? They've steered away from the shooting yourself in the face thing.
Yeah.
But the game is still fun. It's got like dungeon crawly aspects with like this slice of life thing going on. You can get yourself, 2 or 3 waifus if you want. It's pretty cool. So and 5, dude.
5 looks amazing. I have seen. We saw the trailer
That
together.
shit looks so good.
Yeah.
It looks smooth. It looks polished. It looks like
they're in. Where are they? Tokyo?
It's usually not real Japanese locations, but places kind of themed after.
And it looks like it's like big. It's like
huge.
open.
The game looks gorgeous. It looks like an anime. Like if anyone's ever played the Naruto series, it's graphics like that. Beautiful. Like you kind of almost want to watch that instead of the actual anime, which is it's pretty unheard of to say something like that.
So when does this one come out?
They still have it, to be determined,
and
but
what
it's
console?
supposed to be
2016.
It's supposed to be 2016, yeah.
And what console?
PS4.
That's it.
Exclusive.
PS4
Yeah,
exclusive.
I think it might be. Don't quote me. I'm not sure. I have a PS4.
It probably is exclusive.
Yeah, it seems like it would be an exclusive to PlayStation. Yeah. But don't quote me. I'm not sure. I've only seen ads for it on PlayStation sites and things like that. So
I don't think any of the previous titles have been released on the Xbox. At least I don't remember ever.
Nah, they haven't. It's all been on PlayStation stuff.
What about
and Nintendo
fighting game? The Persona 4 Fighter.
Oh, the Ultimax.
Wasn't that on 360?
Extreme, Orgasm Edition or whatever it was called. or Extreme Climax or something like that. Yeah, I picked that up just because I was a fanboy. Man, I played that shit 2 hours and I haven't touched it since. But, I've even played the offshoot 3DS, versions. It's Q Labyrinth or something like that.
And there's a DDR one.
That's Dance All Night. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that. But Persona 5 is probably my most anticipated. Close second would probably be Horizon Zero Dawn.
I don't know what that is.
You know what it is. I've showed you videos of that. It's the dinosaurs that are made of robot dinosaurs.
There's not that much information on it yet. But it looks gorgeous. I mean, it's basically you play as a female character.
The redhead.
Yeah,
it's primitive.
That looks pretty good.
But it's also futuristic, I guess, in some ways.
Yeah, post-apocalypse. I guess we don't know what's going on in the world, but definitely robots have the thing or two to say about.
And what is that?
Population.
PS4 exclusive?
That is a PS4.
PlayStation killing it, dude.
I'm looking forward to The Division, man. That's my jam.
It seems like everybody's looking forward to that.
I mean, I'm looking
I've been looking.
I bought a collector's edition
since they released it, at E3, and that blew my mind away. I think. Obviously they've changed a lot in the game, but it's headed in the right direction. I played the alpha on the Xbox One.
Yeah, I played
the beta, and I played the open beta just a few days ago. And I stopped playing it because I don't want to overkill it. But
I didn't play open beta because I don't want to kill it myself.
But I mean, the game takes place in New York, and it's pretty much a 1-to-1 scale. And they have a single player, which is awesome, but there's also a multiplayer called Dark Zone.
Motherfucking DZ.
I know, and that's where you're going to be able to get all the crazy loot and goodies that you pick up and find. And
remember when we played that? The first time we played DZ, we just joined up together, and it was a frightening experience, man. It was so scary because everyone there can just shoot you and take your shit.
Walk around, and then they have the I guess what do they call it? Proximity talk, proximity chat now that you can actually, if you're close enough to another player in the DZ and the multiplayer mode, you can actually talk to them without pressing a button. So,
really
you can be like, hey, I'm a friendly, I'm not going to do anything. But
or you can creep up behind someone when they're not looking and be like, let me whisper something.
Back in December, you didn't have that. So we're running around the DZ and, people could just...
it was scary. We run into people. We're just chilling, trying to find some loot, turn a corner. There's 3 guys. Guns immediately go up and we're like, What are you guys gonna do?
That was
what are you guys gonna
pissed
do?
me off. Somebody stole my shit.
But
It's
I like
gonna
the premise
happen.
of the game. You know, it takes
Definitely.
place in New York, and it's I guess after an outbreak, a virus outbreak happens on
We are the one and only people that can
after
handle
Black Friday or on Black Friday through money, basically handing out notes, and it starts to kind of, I guess, pick up pace in terms of affecting or infecting humans, and then it kind of causes chaos in New York, and then all hell breaks loose, and they basically call in a division, which is like some special agents that are kind of underground, and they go in to restore order. We'll see. I mean,
it comes out soon, right?
Yeah, it comes out.
Yeah,
pretty soon.
it does, and I like what they did with the system. Then you have the single player, so you have leveling within the single player, but then you can actually seamlessly head into the multiplayer, which is the DZ, and then there's another level system there.
I mean, to be honest, it was a great experience. Playing the alpha was glitchy, but they fixed a lot of it during the first beta, which I played with ProLogic over here, and I was pretty happy. I was actually set. I was happy with what I saw in the beta, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just gonna wait. I don't want to ruin anything for myself. I don't want to do the. Honestly, I also didn't want to do the same mission, like for the fourth time, because they always had essentially the same mission for the alpha and the betas. So I just didn't want to have to deal with all that magic. But I also really didn't want to. I think so too. This is a game I've been waiting for a little bit. I'm tired of first-person shooters. I mean, last generation was all about first-person shooters, man.
Yeah.
I mean, first-person shooters, man, and look at Call of Duty. I mean, it's such a successful series,
Yeah. I mean, we play it on a regular basis.
Exactly. We're still into it.
But that's just
many hours into it.
That's just dumb. Like, I'm gonna point my gun at someone and shoot them. I mean, Division actually has a mission.
Yeah,
you can go get loot and do all that stuff. But
it seems like with another game that seems similar to Division, the way you play is kind of what Slava mentioned, Uncharted 4.
Yeah,
Uncharted 4, yeah.
That looks like it's going to be pretty dope.
But see, with Uncharted, it's a single player. I mean, it does have the multiplayer, but it's kind of like from point A to point B. Versus where Division, it's open world.
I heard that they made Uncharted a little more. It's still I'm gonna assume it's still linear, but they made it a lot more options to get to the same spot.
Almost like Tomb Raider.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a really good example.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that you can get to one spot more than one way?
Yeah. Essentially, it's going to take you the same thing's going to happen, but instead of going straight through the city, maybe you want to stealth your way around the outskirts or something. I mean, I don't know, because they haven't really put too much out there about it.
What I love about Uncharted and Naughty Dog is they pay attention to detail.
My God.
They put so much effort into it, and they never kind of release a game which is half finished and there's bugs in it. But when you play, it feels right, and it's gorgeous. I mean, I remember playing the first Uncharted, or the second Uncharted, and I was like, wow.
If anyone doesn't know, this is the same team that did The Last of Us, by the way, and that was a pretty epic.
I still have yet to play that game.
You should play it. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's definitely not. I mean, Uncharted is definitely on my top list. Along with Division.
You can come over to my house and play it.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, I never know. I might actually pick up a PlayStation 4 sometime soon. So.
Well, I mean, maybe even Psycho might pick up an Xbox. I mean, Cuphead is coming out.
Yeah, that's right. Cuphead is such a random ass game, dude.
It looks gorgeous.
It looks tight, gorgeous, dude. When I was a kid, I wish games looked like that. That's what like my imagination would take me.
Yeah,
it'd make games look like that, and to actually have games that look like what it looks like the old
30s.
cartoon.
It's from the 30s.
Yeah, it's like a
30s.
Mickey Mouse looking. What is it, like a side scroller beat 'em up shooter?
It's like silent film era,
It's crazy that independent developers can actually develop something that good looking, and it just captures your eye right away.
When I first saw that, I think when we were, if anyone, nobody was going to know this, but me and ProLogic do like E3 parties, usually at his house, and we chill and we watch all the new stuff, and we were chilling at the E3 party, and like. We're all just talking, having fun, and that trailer came on, and we're just like, huh? We just shut the fuck up. We're like, Is this the video? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
This can't be what the game looks like.
I just hope it's long enough, and there's enough content.
Yeah, 'cause games like that are usually short.
But I can imagine it only
really
it's probably not going to be more than $30. I mean, I can't even imagine it being.
I'm gonna say like a $20, $30 price tag.
20, 30.
For what? Good 10 hours of gameplay.
And it's only downloadable too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did read a little tidbit of information though that it does kind of get repetitive because there's no powers. So you essentially it's a very like core heavy game. So it's like what you get in the beginning is pretty much what you're going to get, throughout the game.
Really?
So it's kind of like your old school, just shooters. That's all you're going to do, which I'm okay with,
I'm fine.
I mean, that's what I'm playing that game for. I'm not playing it to get mystical power-ups and freaking, on-screen nukes. I mean, it's just...
I mean, it looks like a kid's game.
Yeah.
It looks like a kid's game.
I mean, it's really good for kids, too. Get them into the old school stuff,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
You're going to get it, right?
Hell yeah, I'm going to get it.
So when you get it, we should co-op that joint, dude.
You're going to destroy it.
Do like
Can you actually co-op it?
It's a 2-player, yeah.
That's a 2-player?
Yeah.
Nice.
You get the one with the curly straw or the one with the pointy straw?
Doesn't one have like red shorts? That has
blue shorts. Yeah. Oh man,
dope, dude.
Another game that I'm actually looking forward to, but I don't know. I mean, this has been going on for the last few years. Is the Last Guardian?
Guardian.
Is that the PS4 exclusive one?
PS4 exclusive.
That's the Shadow Colossus predecessor or something.
Yep.
I remember like.
Do you know when the first time it was announced was in 2009?
Are you serious?
Yeah, and it was originally going to be for PS3, from what I remember.
Wow.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out on the PS3, but it's lost, I guess, a lot of time somewhere, and I don't know what happened with the development team.
What's his name?
Maybe they ran out of money. But
Ueda, Fumito Ueda left the team, which was one of the main guys, and it just threw everyone into a loop. They're like, oh my god, I don't know what's going to happen here. What are we going to do when the main guy leaves? Apparently, from what I read, he's still working on it now, except he's a private contractor, freelance. He freelances for the team. And you didn't hear anything about it through from 2011 to 2014, 2015. Everyone just was
E3 was.
It went the route.
They said, "Hey, I think we're going to be releasing it again."
And everyone's just like, "Dude, shut up! No, you're not."
So it's definitely a 2016 one then.
Yeah,
2016 they say, but there's obviously no.
No, they can't. I feel like they can't fuck that up again. I mean, if they
push it to 2016, people will buy it, but it's just like how
2017. It's just like
how much time can you spend?
What was the? Y'all remember Duke Nukem?
Yeah.
Remember Duke Nukem? Yeah. Whatever. What the fuck was the name?
It loses steam.
Forever?
Forever. It took forever to come out, and when it did, that shit was garbage.
I love it. I love the styling of this game.
Absolutely.
Like Team Ico. You remember Ico?
Ego, yeah.
Ico.
What is it about that? That game sucks, dude.
What?
I tried playing that game. That game got so
I can remember. I
remember jumping in the water.
Yeah, I remember oh my god, there's ripples. Oh my god, what are ripples doing in there? That doesn't happen. You can always tell a good game by water.
But I'm playing and you're like this little boy and you got this little girl.
You need to open your mind, man.
Dude, I was like, man, this shit
that was fun. What about Shadow Colossus?
That one's a little better.
A little better. This was amazing. You just fight giant things.
I'm just glad we have this kind of steady stream of good games coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, we used to be in a slump for a while there, and there were some good games, but it just took months.
I'd like to also add one of my most anticipated, and probably nobody's going to care, but Star Ocean. New Star Ocean coming out.
Star Ocean coming out, really?
Dude, hell yeah.
Another one? Did you play the PS3 one?
Hell yeah, I played all of them.
Oh, is that
but I didn't Xbox as well, I think they did.
They did. It was A New Hope, or Till the End of Time.
Oh, okay.
No, it was Till the End of Time, I think.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't remember what it was. I got it on PlayStation. So, but dude, it's got some really fun long name. It's called Integrity and Faithlessness. Is this? I didn't care. I was kind of upset at E3 when they announced it. They were people were New Star Ocean, and I'm sitting there at the house I'm just I'm like, oh my god, is anyone excited? Nobody's excited? Alright. Dude, even in the theater that they were, in the conference, you heard one guy in the back was like,
I want to bang you.
That was like, Squeenix, like, of course.
Squeenix?
Yeah, Squeenix, Square
I
Enix.
still can't get used to that name.
Squeenix?
Squeenix.
It's because it's what it is. It's what they become.
I mean, Square Enix.
Squeenix.
Squaresoft.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, they got some projects coming out. They got Final Fantasy 15.
That's coming out 2016?
Yeah, it's coming out actually pretty soon. A couple months, I
Okay.
think. Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Originally known as Versus 13.
I'm lost in the whole Final Fantasy series.
I couldn't follow it. I just know it was called Versus. It was supposed to be
There's
like...
so many of them that I'm like,
I heard rumors...
what the hell is going on? After 7, I'm like, okay.
After 7?
8, 9, 10.
Yeah, but they all have like a different storyline and, it's very difficult to follow.
Originally, Final Fantasy 15, previously known as Versus 13, was supposed to be like an alternate, I guess, world. I mean, I could be wrong. This is what I read, but it was supposed to take place in the same universe as 13. But when 13 sucked ass,
Did it really suck ass?
13 was it was super linear, man. I mean, you coming from a series that's open world, you can go to do different things and everything, and all of a sudden it's like, you got this one path you can take. It's not even turn-based,
It's not? I thought it was.
No, it was like action turn-based kind of thing going on. They changed it up, which I respect them for doing that. I do, because, you can't stick with the same formula forever, but it just was terrible. It got this whole single, it's just so linear. I don't know. And then when 13.2 came out, they were like, maybe this could be better. No, it wasn't as good. It was, what is it? Lightning Returns? That was like the big, hey, we're sorry, our game sucked.
So what was the difference between that one?
I never played the second or Lightning Returns. I didn't like 13.
Doo-doo.
It wasn't doo-doo. It wasn't bad. It was just, it just wasn't what I expected.
It was the shit.
Not to mention it was like 87 discs on Xbox.
God damn.
No, not really. It was like 4 or something. But anyway,
I remember when Final Fantasy 7 had 4 discs?
Yeah, it was mind-boggling. You were just like, what the?
Please insert
You pay like $50 and you feel like you're really getting your money's worth.
Yeah, 4 discs. You're like, 4 discs. Open it up,
because Metal Gear had 2 discs, right?
Did it have VR missions?
No, the first one had.
The first one had 2.
The first one had 2?
2 or 3.
Actually, I don't even know. It might have been 1 disc, but in a big case.
Yeah, probably.
I remember I think it was you had to switch out the discs towards the end.
Oh, I think you might be right.
I don't remember, dude.
You don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
Really?
Metal Gear was like your thing back in the day, which is funny because now it's my thing.
I love Metal Gear. Yeah. I haven't finished
But anyway, Final Fantasy 15. That's got a hype train as long as freaking No Man's Sky.
But I think it's a very niche market for Final Fantasy. Not a lot of people are really excited about it. It hasn't made a lot of headlines.
It's because they're scared. I mean, especially after Versus 13 flopped. They changed the name and everything. The demo that came with the previous Final Fantasy. Do you remember the name of that thing?
Which one? Typo?
Yeah, Typo. It came with a demo called Episode Dusky. Episode Dusky. It was very well received. People really enjoyed it. It was actually an original build, and it's one of the original builds for a tech demo or something. And we got the first build. So apparently it's fixed. It's a lot better these days. And they also have Project Setsuna, which is that unnamed. There's nothing about it. There's a couple of screenshots, but they promised some 2016 release date and everything. And I don't know. They got a lot. Square Enix has a lot on their plate right now. Yeah. Wasn't Nier part of their project?
Yeah, I think there's a new Nier, isn't it?
Yeah, Automata, which looks awesome. Which not many people really know about, Nier, but
Nier
that looks really good too.
I recently bought the original one. I still haven't gotten to it.
Now I want to play that. I want to play it so bad.
Yeah, I should bring it over. You should bust that gun out.
Yeah, definitely. I'm down. Any other on your lineup?
I'd say Quantum Break is definitely.
Is that the one on Xbox where you can slow time?
It looks awesome.
Yeah,
I have this.
Sick.
I mean, Remedy's had some good titles, and they're the developers of Max Payne and Alan Wake.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Alan Wake was good.
I never played Alan Wake.
It was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't. It was in the world. It was in the shadow of Resident Evils and stuff like that. But it had its own uniqueness to it.
It did.
And I played through the whole thing. I actually really enjoyed it.
But what I like about Remedy takes their time as well. It's like Naughty Dog. I mean, obviously it's a specific kind of game. It's a third person shooter, and it's basically where you play as Jack Joyce, and we're time stutters, and he takes advantage of that time stutter, and he can actually travel throughout time and kind of manipulate his environment as he's progressing. It looks pretty incredible. I mean, in terms of just the physics in the game and the visuals, how the environment reacts to.
Yeah, I was a hater. I really was a hater, and then ProLogic's like, man, shut up and watch this, and
it looks interesting. I can't say it's going to be like, a new, like, mind-blowing experience, but it looks interesting.
I think it looks really good. The
also
graphics
like that they're
look
going to
amazing.
do is the show. I'm wondering how they're going to, it's very difficult to, accomplish.
The only other issue I would have with Quantum Break is I feel like it's going to be one of those, like, 10-hour games. And I really hope that's not the case, because I would love to play like a good 20, 30 hours.
Let's say 10 hours,
like
right? We played Alien Isolation.
Yeah,
how many hours was it?
But that was an experience, man.
Yeah,
that was like...
How long was that game?
That was like around 10 hours.
It was like... I think I put 15.
I think 15 is a good amount of hours.
You can stretch it out.
No, I say a game like Quantum Break deserves like 20, 25 hours. Isolation...
That's very difficult to...
Isolation... Alien Isolation, it's one of my favorite like horror games, because we played it with the Kinect on the Xbox, and dude, it added like such a new level of depth.
Yeah.
Where like I didn't even believe it, and where me and my buddy here, me and ProLogic were playing, and then he'd like laugh at something, and all of a sudden you hear the little like, and you're like, the fuck was that? And then you like hide behind, hide in a locker, and you have to pull the Sigourney Weaver,
so
and like,
intense.
dude, I unknowingly did the Sigourney Weaver when that thing was looking at me in the locker. I like backed up, cheek to the side. I was like, no.
And then you have to hold your breath.
Yeah, you gotta hold your breath, because it was such a great experience. I mean, it hasn't felt fun like that in a long time.
It was an intense game.
The only issue I had is that the alien walked around too much. I think he should have been like a little more sneaky.
Yeah.
This guy really wanted to be seen.
Yeah, but I mean, he utilized the vents a lot too.
I was so scared. The vents in that game, dude.
Anyway, but back to Quantum.
Sorry.
No, it looks like a good game. It's definitely on the top list for me there. I'm
coming over to your house.
I mean, yeah, but we could share it,
Yeah.
And that's due to release April 5th, so it's coming up shortly.
Oh, nice.
I love also
Very
like
nice.
these anticipated games. They release like towards the end of the year, and I like when people spread games out, or the developers spread games out.
I'm in a spot right now. I just picked up a bunch of games, and I'm like, great, now I got to beat.
I'm still in backlog.
Dude, I'm trying to beat Tales of Zestiria, and that came out months ago, and I'm like, I got to do this. This depends. I'm trying to beat this game.
I saw you playing it all night last night, dude.
Nah, it was Netflix, dog.
That's what he says.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I was playing, but anyway.
It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, damn, you playing? No, it's all.
I'm not playing this. You know how that shit works. I don't know, man. There's so much. There's so much. We still haven't even touched base on like ReCore. ReCore is kind of
what that is.
It looks really cool. There's not much about it, but it's a game. You pretty much got this robot that follows you, and pull out the core of the robot and put it in another robot. And you get like a bunch of little robots following you around. I think that's also a Nafune project too. The guy who did Mega Man.
Yep.
Yeah. This he's got his fingers and everything.
So what does that look like?
It's a post-apocalyptic robot. It's some weird. It's kind of interesting. They didn't have
fun.
a lot of. They only showed one video really.
It was enough for me. I was like, this could be good. This could be good.
Apparently, you can utilize, I guess, the environment, like the sand, kind of.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love how they're messing with like environments now.
What else you got? What's on the
list? Man, let's see. ReCore was one of the ones.
Deus Ex, man.
Yeah, Deus Ex is another good one. Was it
Deus
Ex? I gotta go take a Deus Ex. Mankind Divided.
Is that what is that?
That's the name of it.
I
guess it's divided between humans and
every
robot.
Any of those games, but I have put some hours into it.
Deus Ex looks corny to me. It's like some dude that looks.
You
like
just don't
Neo
like the main character. It's because
he has like sunglasses and a trench coat.
He looks like the nerd from he looks like the
Grandma's Boy.
Yeah, he's just like walking around.
It's so dumb.
He's gonna get into a building and be like, sit on my face. Hug your trench coat against the wall. How did he see me?
Next one for me, at least, is Crackdown 3. I'm hoping it's going to be
Oh,
released this
yeah.
year.
That's all video that, where,
yeah.
like, buildings are exploding.
Yeah,
that's always been your thing,
cloud-based computing, and it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, the game, at least for me, was a hit back in the day. For the 360, and it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. I'm wondering where they're gonna go with this. They haven't released any gameplay, single player at least.
I think that's good.
Yeah, it's good, and I love the style of the game. It's very
arcade-like.
I wouldn't say
you'd be all about that, Psycho. That's like your thing.
I have the first. The thing is, it was kind of floaty.
I just love how you can upgrade the cars and they transform into different. Yeah, it's crazy.
Spy Hunter.
And then you could also you could traverse vertically and it's you get the views and all that stuff. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. But the multiplayer apparently is supposed to be something.
I want to see something about it first.
Yeah, but I mean, you can destroy everything, and it's crazy that it utilizes the cloud-based computing and it just puts them all together and And they said that you have to have a 1560 Xboxes to something like that if you did it, or even more. But yeah, that looks good.
The last thing on my list is Tomorrow Children, which is like this post Cold War style Russian.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
But isn't it already out though?
Dude, I have no idea. I don't see it on my PlayStation. They didn't market it, but that's another one that I kind of really want to play.
It's on Xbox One, right?
You know, one that I just remembered, I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer, but it's from the same developers that did the Transformers game, Devastation, the new Ninja Turtles game.
Oh, that looks tight.
That looks like it's...
You trying to tag team that?
Yeah, dude. It's like, so basically what they did with that is they got, it looks like the newer comics, like the IDW comics, because that's what the Turtles look like. And I don't know, they got the same graphics as the Transformers Devastation. So it's like cel-shaded, cartoony, and obviously it's going to be co-op.
You talking about Platinum? Platinum Games, right?
Is it Platinum?
I don't know. I
think it is Platinum. That's all I think it is Platinum, and
Platinum's got their fingers.
And it's called Ninja Turtles, Manhattan something, but it has Bebop, Rocksteady, and it has a lot of shit. So that looks like something that I'm definitely gonna pick up.
I'm hoping that there's gonna be some games that pop out of nowhere. I remember, what was that game?
Unravel?
Dark Space. The Dark Space came out of nowhere.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Dead Space, sorry.
I don't even
Right here. No.
Dead Space is one of my favorite franchises.
Awesome,
and it came out of left field, and it was just bam, and it was one of the scariest
it was
games.
It was so heavily influential that Capcom tried to turn, was it called Lost Planet into a Dead Space clone. And the new
really?
Lost Planet 3 was garbage.
I never played it.
I love Lost Planet. I love 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
2 is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
What they did to 3, the Capcom should be hung for it. They tried way too hard to make it Dead Space. Aside from that, Dead Space is a tight-ass franchise. Yeah. And I heard that they are making a new one. Is that true?
No, I haven't heard anything, but I'm hoping that, games that pop out like that are...
Yeah.
Hope they bring it back and just pop out again.
I just hope they don't do it like Part 3. I hated Part 3.
What?
Part 3?
Yeah.
Really?
Dude, I love Part 3.
To me, the best
one.
I think the best one. To me, 1 and 2 are the best ones.
Man, I'm dropping the mic on that.
Whatever, dude.
One was good, but man, if you didn't upgrade your pistol, you ran into that problem. You don't upgrade you could just go around with the plasma cutter and just kill everything.
Yeah, this was
And the third one, I love the...
Well, the first one just seems more creepy because the main character, what's his name, Gabe?
Clark, wasn't
his name was Gabe, but whatever.
Isaac Clarke.
Yeah.
There we go.
Isaac, there you go, Isaac. Yep. He never talked. So, it wasn't, I think it was the second one where he starts talking.
I think his voice is tight.
It's not as mysterious, and it's one
of the things that got me on that shit was when you, stomp on enemies, and he gets super mad, he's just mother! Just starts stomping on him, and pieces are flying everywhere, and you just keep going to town on these things.
I guess I just gotta try the third one again. I don't know.
We'll run through that. I love that game. That game is fun.
But yeah,
that's one of the few games I almost platted, out of their series. I'm 2 trophies away from platting that game.
Oh, really?
And then somebody stole it, so I
have to steal something.
I don't know who steals my games. Was it you?
No.
I'm kidding. What are you buying?
But yeah, I guess who knows? There might be games that just come out of nowhere. Sleeper hits, come under the radar.
Yeah. I really hope that there is some sleeper hits because those are always fun.
I think a lot of new content we'll see definitely during the E3 though. I mean, there's going to be a lot of push for, who knows? Maybe the games that we're discussing right now are going to be pushed to 2017. You never know.
Exactly. I mean,
just the way developers develop now.
I'm just glad they're at least trying to polish it up before releasing. For
Absolutely,
the most part.
And I think that's the biggest. That's the biggest.
I'll take a couple months if it's
factor
good.
in pushing games now. There's so much backlash or releasing a game and it's not polished. It's just.
I mean, that's true. I really don't care if a game is pushed back, dude. Like. Should I? I don't know.
I don't think I think it's good that they're getting pushed back.
Yeah.
And I think, ProLogic agrees. You agree.
It just seems like a lot of these gamers get so mad and it's like, honestly, dude, these companies don't owe you anything. Like.
They don't.
Yeah. It's like these people are like, just so entitled. It's like, well, I want my game. And I was like, hold up, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
she's like, hey, how would you shut the fuck up?
hey, shut the fuck up. You don't owe you nothing. Like,
I mean, what company doesn't do that, right? Atlas with Persona. Just throwing that out there again.
But you know what I mean, man. It's just like a lot of these guys are so mad. I'm like, dude, chill out. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to perfect their product.
I think they should. And I think that should be a standard. Definitely. It should be a standard to come out with a good game on release and not have to just hope that a patch can fix it.
Or like Street Fighter V that has no arcade mode.
I'm fine with that shit.
I'm not fine with that, dude.
Why?
I need an arcade mode.
There's a survival mode.
I told that to Daniel. I was like, I think that they definitely rushed it in terms of just.
That was one of my hype games of 2016.
It's an awesome game. I mean, visually and technically it feels right. It's good, but there's just apparently, I don't have it, but there's a lot of backlash on the internet.
I have it
for them pushing it just because of the tournament.
The Capcom Pro Tour.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money put into Capcom Pro Tour, and
I think they released it because of that.
What is Street Fighter? What is Street Fighter?
I mean,
it's a fighting game,
yes,
and you know what they got down?
Imagine
the fighting mechanics.
Imagine if you didn't have a buddy to play with, like what the
then you
fuck
go
would
online,
you play?
or go to survival.
What if you didn't have
survival
friends online, or you didn't want to play online? What if you just wanted to do story mode?
Yeah, like I don't want to play
okay,
online.
so the story mode, I can agree. I still think the survival
is fun. Or buying, characters with the money, or using the money, fight money that you earn.
I think that's a great idea.
They haven't.
I think I'd rather. I
think that's a great idea, but you can't utilize it right now. They released a game. It's like you can't.
Well, the next character comes out in like a month, so
yeah. So it's like, why even?
Yeah, it feels a little incomplete. I haven't played it.
I mean, it's coming out. Can you imagine having to wait for it one more month and then having the additional content?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's I was reading an article, about them saying that it's like a $20 game right now versus a $60 game.
Yeah.
And if they wanted to release like $40, or an extra $20 down the line,
that's just
it's like,
hey, we're going to be. What would happen? People would complain that it's a microtransaction. Because they'd be like, oh yeah, but a $20 game, it's so fucking incomplete. Well, now they want me to play another $20, another $20.
I really don't care about the price because at the end of the day, the game's gonna be free. Like
and they also aren't charging for any character.
Yeah, but if they re-released it, it seems rushed.
I don't think it should become a standard. I agree with that because you're pretty much paying $60 on a promise. That's true.
But they were comparing Street Fighter 4 to it, and when they released, it was a complete game. No,
barely. They had to repatch it like how many times because too many characters were OP, then they weren't OP enough.
But I mean, the little tweaking is always going to happen. But
I mean, they've been doing that since cartridge days.
Yeah.
But for me at least, the most anticipated is The Division #1.
Interesting.
You already know what my most anticipated is.
Persona.
What? You too?
Number 2, I would say number 2 is Mass Effect. I think that's going to be a nice one.
That's a good one.
What's your third one? Your top 3?
Top 3, man. The third one, I don't know. That's a difficult decision. There's so many. Quantum Break probably, but it's a very. I don't know how I feel about, putting that on the list as top 3.
What's your top 3?
Okay. Number 1 on that list. It's going to be Persona 5. Number 2 is probably. It's hard. Probably
Street Fighter 5 when it comes out.
That's already owned that, so it doesn't count. I'll probably say Horizon Zero Dawn because I think.
Ooh, Uncharted. Yeah, number 3. Sorry.
You know, Uncharted's not even in my top 3.
Wow. And what's
I like Uncharted.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great game.
what's the third one?
Probably Mass Effect. Because I love space. I love
Mass
space
Effect
so much.
It has to be on the. It's
Yeah,
top.
And let's just hope BioWare doesn't fuck it up and add some stupid shit again.
I mean, I don't know. They always with the ending of 3.
Yeah, spoiler alert, maybe.
They definitely stirred up the.
They stirred it up. I mean,
But
was there a class action suit against
it was
them?
a good ending. I think it was a decent
No, it
ending.
wasn't.
What
It was
are you talking
it was a
about?
trash ending. And then the little extra bits at the end. It's like this is what you get for keeping loyalty for 3 games.
What about you?
What about me? I mean, man, the top 3 games for me are like games that really aren't big hits. So it's gonna be games like Mighty Number 9, Cuphead, and I guess the third one would be like Gravity Rush 2.
All independent, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
those are the type of games I like, man.
Yeah.
I just like those creative, like, quirky games,
I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
There is a place for them. It's hard to put anything into a top list, especially when 1, we don't know about it, and just 2, there's so much good stuff coming out. I want Nier up there too, but man, there hasn't been a Nier game in how long?
God,
Although Platinum is making it, so
are they really?
yeah, they're one of the people working on it.
Yeah.
They're doing that. They're doing Scalebound, which comes out 2017.
Yeah, they pushed it.
Platinum has become my new Capcom because any Platinum title I'm pretty much sold on. I love Platinum.
Okay.
Like I want to have their
Alright.
babies.
Awesome. Alright, well, I guess we'll end it there. That was pretty much the One Hit Combo podcast, our most anticipated 2016 games. As I always say, guys, like, share, subscribe, follow us on iTunes, SoundCloud, of course, YouTube.
See our beautiful faces.
Stitcher?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Exactly.
Thank you, sound guy.
Yeah.
Instagram.
This is what I'm here for.
Koopa in the back helping us out. And yeah, guys, keep following us and we'll continue to come out with these podcasts and content. And that's it. Peace out.
See you guys.
Peace.